All I ever wanted to be was a mom. Whenever I envisioned my future, kids were always a part of it. In 2015, I finally met the man I'd prayed so long for, and in 2019, we got married. It didn't take long after for us to start trying to have our first baby. On Christmas Eve of 2019, we got the greatest gift of all, a positive pregnancy test. We were so excited to have our prayers answered. We spent the next 9 months preparing for our sweet baby boy, reading all the books and making sure his room was just right. We couldn't wait for him to enter this world. On August 24th of 2020, we welcomed our sweet baby boy, Owen Benjamin, into the world. He was perfect and all we ever dreamed of and more. We stared at him in awe, kissed him and smelled his little head. We were so in love. Unfortunately, the feelings of euphoria disappeared only a few days later, and it quickly felt like darkness had entered our home and our hearts. Our blinds stayed closed and our room was a mess. Labor was long and hard. I was tired and in pain. I felt like I just got hit by a bus. I was exhausted from being up all night nursing and soothing my sweet boy. The baby blues were creeping in and stealing my joy, and by the end of the week, I was suffering from a full body rash and fever that almost sent me to the ER. I knew being a mom was going to be hard, but I didn't think it was going to be this hard. In a moment of what felt like pure desperation, I sent a message to my small group from church to fill them in on what was going on. Friends rode bikes across town, drove in from out of town to be with us. God showed up hard and fast within minutes. They opened our blinds, they laid hands on us and prayed. We prayed for God's strength, courage, and wisdom as we parented this new baby. We prayed my body would be healed from the rash, fever, and pain I was in. And finally, we prayed blessings of health and love over our sweet baby boy. After praying, we came outside to this very patio. We soaked up the sun. It was the first time I'd been outside in days. The sun felt so good, like a hug from God. As I sat there soaking it in, I felt the light come back into my heart. I felt hope arise, and I literally felt the fever leaving my body. Just before our friends had arrived, I was on the edge of a high-grade fever. But after we prayed, I took my temperature and it dropped right back down to normal. I was so in awe of God. He showed up and made himself real through our community. Over the next few days, as I spent time with my sweet baby boy, I was reminded how God loves us as his own children. He stares at us in amazement. He holds us when we cry. He loves us unconditionally, and when we can't find strength, God uses people to bring healing into our lives. When I look back on that day, the two things that brought me through were God and the people he put in my life that truly love me. My hope is that everyone is able to find that before being in a place of desperation. My son is now a year old, and every day he is still the greatest reminder of the amazing love of God and how he shows up through our community. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and we have been blessed with an amazing one. I know as we continue to raise Owen, our church family will be by our side through our struggles and our successes.